From Monday to Tuesday, you don't have any fun. From Wednesday to Thursday, just gonna have for a run. Friday and Saturday, you're always getting drunk. And Sunday, you stay at home and never go to church.
My Night Outers. That was Light, Sweet, Crude. Name of the song was In Dreams. You're listening to My Night Out Radio only on rifreeradio.org. This is DJ Psycho Eddie, and welcome to another fun-filled episode. I gotta say, right now, people are a little slow in the room. We got Mr. George Gorner.
Good evening.
We have Mr. Tony Jones at the buffet right now. Yes, we are eating again.
We are taking turns.
Yeah. Right now, we are indulging in bratwurst with fried onions, and I am consuming a nice ice-cold Pabst Blue Ribbon. Hey, don't knock it, man. The PBRs have gotten me through some very hard times. Well, you may not have noticed that last week I didn't do a show because, well, family problems. Crap hit the fan.
Well, we had no producer either. Our producer had a disease.
Oh, okay. Well, I told him I wasn't doing a show before he told me I couldn't do a show. So either way, I wasn't doing a show last week. But I'm going to make up for it because this week, and more importantly, next week, we will have shows. Now, next week, if you have not already heard or have not noticed, we're working on doing the most offensive Christmas broadcast ever, which, it's going to be tough to do, but I think I can pull it off. Now, for those of you who listen at work, there will be several disclaimers because there's going to be cursing, not even sexual innuendo. We're talking full-on
Filth.
It is going to be disgusting. But it's kind of our way to thumb our nose at the Christmas season that has everybody all stressed out.
All right, let me interrupt, though. I know it's your show and everything, but I want to make a very important point as I chew this food.
Okay, please do.
Mocking and criticizing the Christmas season does not mean that those folks who are so inclined should not buy us things.
Oh, no. I'm not saying I don't like the season. I actually love Christmas.
Right. I like getting things.
But
don't change that. Don't mess with it.
It's a decompression.
I have my heart set out of my pillow.
You got to step back, point at it, and laugh for a little bit because if not, there's several people that are going absolutely crazy shopping and cooking and everything else.
Well, that's very true.
So, even while you're doing your shopping, your cooking, and everything else, if you could just take that 1 hour respite, sit down, relax, or even if you have it playing in the background while you're doing whatever insanity you're doing that Monday, it just gives you a break, mental break from the stress. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're doing it. That's next Monday, December 18th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., unless I can wiggle a little extra airtime out of Mr. Jones.
Which, by the way, I consider myself pretty well versed on different genres of music. I had no idea there were so many offensive Christmas songs even available for a whole broadcast.
My triple X Christmas or my off-color Christmas, however you want to call it, I've got about 6 to 7 hours of really disgusting Christmas music, which I can't even say the names because most of them have curse words, which we can't say on the radio. So, with that being said, make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a blast. I've expanded my my advertising, and I'm noticing some of the countries that tune in anyways, bigger listeners to our iFree Radio, I have included into my advertising.
Okay.
So we're incorporating England, Ireland, Brazil, which is for some reason one of the bigger listeners.
Yeah,
love us in Brazil.
Yeah, for this month, have those numbers come out yet, Tom?
I put October's up not too long ago.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten around to checking those. But yeah, it's amazing where we're heard these days.
Well, thank God for the internet, and currently we still have, for a little while anyways, net neutrality, and people can listen to us all over the world.
Yeah, but let's not scare people. Even after net neutrality is gone, we will find a way to exploit the masses from this studio.
Even if we have to do multiple streams and whatever tech savvy crap Tony comes up with, because Tony is the tech guy.
He is.
With that being said, though, that leads me right into the very next thing I needed to talk about.
Okay.
Which is technology and music.
Ah, yes.
See,
yes.
That's what we call a segue.
I'll tell you, I am the master of the radio segue, but that is a good one.
Thank you. Now, you may or may not have known this, but this past Thursday, was the Midday Records networking night for New England music.
I knew all about that and forgot completely about it and didn't go.
Well, I did go, and I was asked to be part of a panel.
Okay.
And basically what we talked about was technology and music and how it's evolved from when I started to now. Now, I started, I don't know if many of you know, and I talk about it probably more than I should, but I started about 25 years ago in the DJ booth, spinning vinyl. I've done the progression through CDs and now into computers, and, we had a tape deck and a DAT tape player. And,
you have run the gauntlet.
Well, I have played more music on more formats than I care to really comment about. But it goes beyond that. I'm pretty sure you guys remember one of the shows we did over at Blazers Billiards. Dorian James.
Yep.
Got up on stage with a guitar and a little box. It couldn't only been 8 inches by 8 inches with a bunch of square pads on.
As a matter of fact, I remember that. Yes.
And that was his band. His entire band was that little box. He had the drums, all the background music that he needed. Only thing he did was vocals and guitar.
Right.
And I'm not going to say it sounded good, but it sounded like there was a band.
Right.
You know, I joke, Dorian James is a really nice guy. We'll give you the shirt off his back. He's just not my cup of tea musically.
Right.
He's an artist. You know, he does his own thing, which I can give him a lot of props for, but it's just not my cup of tea. So that being said, I mean, we even went into so far as talking about advertising.
Uh-huh.
You know, back in the day, stickers, walking around Thayer Street handing out flyers. Every club you go to, you got a stack of flyers, you hand them out to people. Now everyone does it on Facebook.
Yes, among other places, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know as far as advertising that I've done, I've pounded the beat. I've shaken hands. I've, gone all over Providence, Bryant College and all the different colleges, handing out flyers. Hey, check out this show. Hey, check out this. Nobody's taking the initiative to do the physical flyers anymore. It's so easy to just click a button, post it up in a group on Facebook and say, hey, I advertised to 1,000 people.
Now, that's all well and good, but that faces the same problem as traditional advertising. I mean, if it's not a really good marketing ad, it's going to get lost on Facebook or other social media, just the same way that physical stickers or physical advertisements get lost anywhere else. So,
well, one of the big takeaways that I got, and I was surprised that I even came up with some of it, it's not only what they're giving you, but it's the enthusiasm they do it with. If someone walks up to you and goes, here, why don't you check this out? Bored. They really don't look. You know that they're into it because they're getting paid to hand you a piece of paper.
Or they think they're supposed to.
Yeah.
They think I'm supposed to do this, but it's not going to do any good.
Yeah. So if you got someone like that who's really bored and really not into doing it, you're going to take that piece of paper, wait till they're out of earshot, crumble it up and throw it either in a garbage can, on this, whatever.
Right.
It's going by the wayside, and you're not even going to look at the thing, except to say, yeah, there was print on it.
Right, or if there's a blank space on the back, I will use it for notes for something else.
Oh, yeah, you fold it up, you put it in your pocket for scrap paper.
Right.
Now, if you have someone who's, I'm not going to say excited over the top, hey, everybody, but they're doing they're actually connecting with you. Hey, pal, check this out. Hey, buddy, I got this great show coming up. You look like the type of guy who really get into it, and they engage you.
Right.
They talk to you for a few seconds. Oh, this band is great. That band is great. This band has a song called blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Whatever.
It's kind of like a conversation, in a soundbite, but a conversation.
Yeah. Or an elevator speech.
Right.
You have however many floors, 10 floors to get your point across.
Right.
So instead of going up in an elevator for 10 floors, you have 30 seconds to engage this person, give them your information, and get out. If you can do that, and you can drum up business, number one, you're excellent. You'll be excellent in sales.
Right.
But if you can engage people, even on Facebook, do something where someone's going to be attracted to it, you're going to go a lot further. But no matter how much you do on Facebook, nothing beats the face-to-face, handshake, eye-to-eye contact.
Right.
So... And we talked a few other things, too, but that was the general idea of what was coming across. Again, that was at the networking night at Alchemy, the midday social.
Right. If I had been there, though, I would have said, even though I'm not a millennial, I would have said that given the choice between, all the old school flyers, advertisements, handshaking, person to person, given a choice between that world and just social media.
Yep.
I would say that just social media, what I'm saying, if you held a gun to my head and said this, you have to do one or the other. Social media, I think, is by far the way to go.
Yeah. Social media is the easiest way to go as well.
Yes and no. I mean, like, see, we think that a little bit because we have Tony Jones here who knows how to do it really well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen social, and Tony, you'll back me up on this. You've seen social media attempts at marketing that have gone horribly nowhere.
Or just the basics of not listing the location of the gig or the date. There was a pretty prominent flyer out the other day that didn't have the date of the gig on it. Goal.
Yeah, and they had some pretty big bands, if I remember correctly. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but yeah, that was.
Whoops.
It was, to say the least, a definite whoops on somebody's part. Right now, I'm trying to bring up who else was in that panel with me. So what were you going to say?
I was going to say that then there's the person who shall remain nameless who said to us, I put some of my songs up on the internet and nothing happened.
It happens.
And I'm sure that sentiment is echoed by many more people than him.
His direct quote was, I can't even give them away for free.
You got to tell me off the air who actually did that. Now, just so you realize how out of place I was, to say the least. Now, I've been around forever, but I don't consider myself a big name in the music industry in Rhode Island. I'm big. I just don't have a big name. But we had John DeFruscio, Psycho from Club Hell. Mm-hmm. We had Mike Kopp from Rambuticon. We had Greg Rourke from The Parlor. Joe Lou from Pop Square. And then me.
Okay.
And then there's Maud.
I'll tell you, though, Ed, don't sell yourself short because you do get out there quite a bit.
I try to, yeah.
The sad fact of the matter is that none of those people are the proverbial household name. Like, none of them are let's see, we're talking about Rhode Island, so none of them are a Rich Lupo.
True.
None of them are even Randy Heen from the old living room.
Yep.
I mean, there are, to be a real name, your name has to transcend whatever it is you're in. I mean, you have to transcend, for example, the music category.
Well, just like
in genres
from back in the day.
The genre, yeah.
Frank J. Russo.
Right.
Unless you were born mid-'90s, everybody knew who Frank J. Russo was.
Right. Now, that's a tiny bit unfair because that was before we got so compartmentalized with the internet.
Yeah.
But still, no, it's still a good comparison, though.
Well, anything that went on at the Civic Center, Providence Civic Center, the Dunkin' Donuts Center now,
right.
Everything and anything that went on there was produced by
Frank J. Russo.
And they made sure in every advertisement that came up.
Right.
We're going to take a break here because we're beating this horse into submission. We're going to leave here with a little bit of Blindside Thunder. The name of the song is Tequila. We'll be back in a minute.
Working on the weekend. nightmare. Bright lights, cat fights. I am a rock star. VIP, your daddy's worst enemy. Yes, I'm a rock and roll star. When I hear that sound of the clouds, no matter if I burn out, deliver the line, sing it one more time. Let's go be rock and roll stars. Rock stars. I know what you are, but what am I? If you rock, well, let's roll. You know it's showtime. We're all rock stars. Bright lights, cat fights. I am a rock and roll star. VIP, your daddy's worst enemy. Yes, I'm a rock and roll star. There's nothing I would rather be. A rock and roll star. Deliver the line. What's the time? Showtime. Bright lights, cat fights. Woo! VIP. What's my name? Yes, we're a rockin', oh, we're a rockin' roll stars.
All right, my night outers. That was Kor Rozik. Name of that song was Rockstar. Before that, we had Blindside Thunder, Tequila. Now, we're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk a little bit about food, but normally I talk about good places. Now I got to tell you about disappointment. Now, I'm not going to mention the name because it wasn't bad enough to really dent this place's name.
To warn people away from it.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been a fluke. Unfortunately, the fluke happened to everyone at the table I was at. I went to half of them thought it was a wedding. The other ones thought it was an anniversary. Either way, I showed up. I had a couple of drinks and I ate. Now, first off, when you have someone who is really not a drinker, or they look like they're 18, you don't make them the bartender because they don't know what's in a drink.
Right.
So now, if you listen to the last episode from 2 weeks ago, you know exactly which place I'm talking about. Or you can, if you want to do the research, you can go back and check it out. Now, I drink dirty martinis when I'm in social situations as such. So I go up, I ask for a dirty martini, which for those of you who don't know is olive juice. Literally, you rinse the ice with vermouth, then dump out the rest of the vermouth. So you're not enough to give it color.
I didn't know that, but I see.
Just a hint of flavor and vodka, lots of vodka. Shake it till it's ice cold. Put it in the glass. 3 olives, 2 olives, whatever the case may be. Now, the numbnuts behind the bar. When I got it, it's supposed to look just like a hazy white, maybe just a tinge of brown to it, but not really enough to say, hey, there's something else in there.
Right, just a hint of.
When I got the 2 that I ordered, they were brown. It looked like they were mixed with Coke. It's like, oh, come on. So I instructed him, don't even put the vermouth. Put olive juice, vodka, 2 olives. If you put anything else in there, you're going to screw it up.
Right.
Sure enough, it comes back a light brown. So he cut back half of the vermouth that he put in the last one.
Right, not listening to you at all.
Not at all. I even watched the kid. I watched him pick it. I said, what are you doing with that bottle? Oh, it's supposed to go in there. Did you listen to me? And he still served me the drink that I told him he mixed wrong. So I just gave up. I switched off to vodka and seltzer. because if it was any color at all, I knew he screwed up and he was going to wear that drink. But luckily for him, he didn't screw it up. Now, the other thing that I wanted to really chap my backside, everyone had their choice, either roasted chicken, chicken marsala, or chicken parmesan. The only two that were out of the three that were cooked were the parmesan and the half-roasted chicken. I ordered the masala. So I cut it. My first bite, I don't know about the rest of you. I do not like my chicken medium rare.
That's gag-inducing.
Yeah.
He got the chicken and it went, "Bakak!"
Now, I'm hungry. I called the girl over and said, "Excuse me, you want to finish cooking this?" "Oh, what's wrong?" Let's see. And I just scraped the top, and whatever breading they put on it, the flour, you could actually see raw flour on top of this chicken. They not only didn't cook it well, they only cooked it on one side.
Good God.
It's just like, just take this and bury it where a cat can't get at it. It was the most disheartening meal I've had in.
Did this meal cost you any money, or are you just a guest of these folks?
I was a guest.
So what?
Unfortunately, I was
cost them money?
Yeah, it cost them money. I didn't cost
So what did they do? Just substitute?
Nothing. I just told them, just take it away. It's I will not eat it. It's raw.
Well, yeah, but
Nothing. They did nothing.
they didn't bring something else.
No. So they didn't even try to make it right.
Barf bag.
Yeah. So
Actually, maybe names should be mentioned. For that last.
for that, all right. It's Roma Foods.
Okay.
They have a event hall on second floor. I can't really say it's the whole restaurant because Roma actually has a restaurant cooked, made to order downstairs,
right.
which is very good. I've been there a few times, and I've even been to this event hall upstairs, and I've had excellent meals.
Right.
But this just one instance where it was like the worlds collide, and everything that could possibly have gone wrong with my meal did.
Right, but see, that's the thing. It's like, because anybody can screw up. Yeah. Sometimes you can screw up cataclysmically on a given occasion, but it's the not making it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I mean, that's the thing. In other words, as soon as that happened, any restaurateur with any dignity would have been all over you, like, what can we do?
Yeah.
He'd be in there cooking, and
Well, the oldest person I realized as I looked around the room, the oldest person working there was the bartender.
Okay.
In the event room. I
Big-
don't know what was going on.
But still,
downstairs.
big problem. So no oversee it. No.
Yeah, no oversight at all. So, will I go back there? Guardedly. If I do go back, it will be in downstairs, and whatever happens, happens. I know the deli side where you buy, the Italian meats, the olives, and everything else. I've never had a problem there. This is the first time I've ever had a problem there. So I definitely want people to take that into consideration before they write this place off. But this is something that we're going on unforgivable.
Yeah, that's not good.
You
Yeah,
screwed up,
right.
fine, take ownership, do something
Fix
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
So before we start kicking this dead horse, we're going to go back to a little bit of music.
Dead chicken.
Oh, no, it was definitely not dead.
Not quite dead.
We're going to do a band that I played once. I play like once every couple of months. Nice reggae sound to them. It's a band called, unfortunately they're gone, but they're called Someday Providence. It's called Summertime in Rhode Island. Now that we're getting close to the winter solstice, it'll warm you up a little. We'll be back in a minute.
Summertime in Rhode Island, only place I wanna be. Oh, the girls are stunning, the girls are stony, and you know they're not too shy. Yeah, listen to me. Well, I'm not talking about LA or any place in between. Only place I wanna be for the summer is right here in the Northeast. I saw a girl today with a yellow swimsuit and tan so fine it'd make you
wouldn't say it in church or on TV, but that's how you gotta roll when it's summertime in Rhode Island. Only place I wanna be. Oh, the girls are stunning, the girls are stony, and you know they're not too shy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, I'm not talking about way down south. Their Augusts are much too hot. Only place I wanna be for the summer is up here where the party don't stop. I saw a girl today. She was sitting on the dock of Narragansett Bay. I came up behind her. She wasn't a minor, 'cause I checked her ID, and just what did I see? It said 1983. Yeah, that's good news for me. Summertime in Rhode Island. Oh, only place I wanna be. Oh, the girls are stunning, the girls are stony, and you know they're not too shy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Summertime in Rhode Island. Only place I wanna be, oh. Summertime in Rhode Island. It's the only place I'd rather be. I can't wait to get her home, skip the conversation. I can't wait to get her alone. She comes from Rhode Island. I can't wait to get her home, skip the conversation. I can't wait to take off her clothes, 'cause she comes from Rhode Island.
right, my night outers. That was Most Dangerous Men Alive. Name of that song was Lose Control. Before that, we had Someday Providence, Summertime in Rhode Island, getting them warm waves out to you. Nice reggae set there. Now, while we were on a break, while we were taking a break, while you guys were listening to music, Tony pointed out
We kicked George out of here.
Yeah,
Told him to screw.
George had to go do whatever it is George does at night.
That's filthy.
That was meant to sound that way. He did have to replace his phone after watching what? Videos. I'm going to leave it at that. Let everyone else figure out what I was talking about. But
He melted it.
from the friction. Well, in light of everything closing, we just lost Ben. The last Benny's is closed after 40 years of being in business.
happened.
JR's Fastlane, after
That's crazy.
25, 30 years, they've closed. A lot of nightclubs in Providence have been closing. Well, I have a little bit of good news for you guys. A new music venue is opening up. This guy from Gray Fox Productions contacted me just the last couple of days to let me know the American Lithuanian Social Club.
Oh, yeah.
475 Smith Street in Providence, right down the street from State House, really.
Yeah.
They're doing live music, karaoke, December 22nd. They're having Bunktown, R&B dance parties on Saturday nights starting in January. Well, personally, I know that he's going to have some really good lighting because he, bought my lighting. So he's going to have excellent lighting. If you go, let me know what you think about it. Once again, that's the American Lithuanian Social Club. It's a new music venue. I don't know if he's changing the name or what's going to happen, but check them out. Get back to me. I'm going to go and check it out whenever I can, and I'll tell you what I think about it when I get out there. So that's one of the things I got to tell you about. Another thing I got to tell you about is, for Halloween they had the haunted displays. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the guys that we're friends with is now doing a walkthrough.
Rolled right into it.
Walkthrough Christmas display. He has changed it considerably from what it was. There are no dead bodies and skulls and skeletons, but he actually made a really nice Christmas farm in his front yard. It's called the Bates Christmas Farm, Bates Christmas Tree Farm. It is in Warwick, Petticonsett Avenue, 258 Petticonsett Avenue in Warwick, right off of Post Road. Literally the first house on your right-hand side, parking lot right next door, so you can actually park, take a quick little walk through. He's open for walkthroughs 6 to 8 p.m. During the weekends, or if you just want to drive by and just check out the lights. He's got a beautiful setup. He opened up on Thursday. Thursday night he opened. Saturday it snowed, so Friday was his first night. Saturday it snowed. He was open Sunday, and he's going to be open the weekends until January. So you might want to check them out. Make sure you tell him RI Free Radio or DJ Psyco Eddie sent you down there. He does this all out of donations, out of people giving away free Christmas trees and whatever. So if you feel the generosity of the season strike you, maybe throw a couple of bucks in the donation bucket over there. I mean, he does an excellent job, and the reason why he does it is because his grandmother, who passed away when he was younger, used to love to decorate, and he was really close to her, and he just picked up the decorating bug. By the way, if you want to get your information out there, if you want to broadcast something, if you want to promote any upcoming events, hit me up, MyNightOutRadio@Verizon.net. Also, for all your upcoming event needs, MyNightOutRI.com, Facebook/MyNightOut. Also, Twitter and Instagram, which I do have open and in front of me. You can hit me up at DJ Psyco Eddie. I have been monitoring them all night long. Please only send me stuff that I could actually talk about on the air. The R-rated, X-rated is not until next week, and I'm only allowed to do it once this year. So definitely want to check that out. Once again, that next week, December 18th, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., maybe a minute or two after that, but we're going to be doing the most offensive Christmas broadcast possible. It just makes me smile when I say that, because it's the songs that you definitely have never heard, or if you have, you're just as sick and twisted as I am.
I didn't even know they existed.
Oh God, yeah. I'm stammering trying to figure out how to say it. There was a band with the initials AC.
Quite the appropriate logo to go along with the initials.
I can't until next week. I can't even tell you what the name of the band is, because that in itself is offensive.
Well, if you're local, you might know.
Yeah, but they have a Christmas song, which it's on the short list of music that I might put on. Also, if you want, hit me up if you have any music to go on my show, MyNightOut Radio at Verizon.net. But I'm going to take a few polls here. Basically, I want to know if you want more talking or more music, because I can talk for a full hour without too much of a problem, especially if I had a few cocktails in me. So I don't mind talking, but if you want more of the sick and twisted Christmas music, let me know. MyNightOut Radio at Verizon.net. Hit me up on Facebook. Let me send me a message. Tell me I want more music, or I want more talk.
I can't believe there's a band named after air conditioning.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, jeez. Well, we're going to take a quick break, because I want to get to all the music this week. We're going to leave here with Frenzy of Tongues. The name of the song is Doctor Who. We'll be back in a little bit.
I will teach you the folly of your words.
All right, my night outers. That was Roadkill. Name of that song was Kaiju Mosh. Before that was Frenzy of Tongs, Doctor Who. Now, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice, word of warning. You know, come on, sit down with Uncle Ed so we can have a little chat.
Take a knee, boys.
As I'm going through Facebook, and I see it every year, especially around this time, there's a lot of people that, quote unquote, run short on funds. and I'm not saying that they don't. However, it seems coincidental where every Christmas or about a week before Christmas, there are always the same 2 or 3 to 5 people that the bank screwed up and froze their whole account.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen, because I mean it's happened to me where my accounts have gotten frozen. What I'm saying is, if you notice that it happens once a year, and it's usually the week or 2 before Christmas, and they need to buy a couple more gifts for their kids, I am the last person to say that a kid should go without gifts, but maybe you should take a step back and rethink about giving them that extra $20 you have burning. You know, you were going to donate it to someone anyways. Donate it to someone, not someone. Donate it to a charity that could actually use it. And again, I'm not saying that people did not have their bank account frozen, but I would put a critical eye on it, because there's a lot of scams going on, especially this time of year, preying on people who are, well, they're generous to a fault.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to see anyone out there get burned.
By the way, the Rhode Island Free Radio Bank screwed up, and I'm not going to be able to pay you this week.
So how does that vary from every other week? It's okay. Next week, you just put an extra 0 on that paycheck. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Debit card got hacked.
that's going to wrap it up for another fun-filled edition of My Night Out Radio. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Mr. Jones, I thank you.
Absolutely.
George, if you're listening this far into this, you heard the first half. Thanks for helping out this week, wherever you are right now, George. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you need to broadcast anything, if you need to get your music out there, you need to advertise something, My Night Out Radio at Verizon.net. We're going to leave here with a band that I just can't wait till they come back out on the road, because I hear rumors that they're actually back in the studio, and they're going to be getting another album together, and they're actually going to be playing out again. The band 1031, the original 1031. Wow. So here is 1031, my favorite song by them, Texas Death. Have a good night, everybody.